And there was a Bernie Wilburn cop where I was trying to pass out a flyer that would protect Americans. I witnessed that cop snatching a paper away from somebody. Because all they wanted to do, there was a female Marine vet that had only one leg. Snatched it out of her hand. Yeah, clown Bernie Wilburn. Not only that, miss, these boom cars, what they do is they mimic the IED concussions going off. There are millions of veterans across the United States that are getting under their beds because they don't understand it's the boom cars, the low frequency sound. And I'm trying to protect them, and I feel like I'm the one that's hanging. I'm trying to protect our ambulance and fire department people from a horrible crash. January, we just had something called Move Over Propaganda Law. Now, if you was a veteran of the Air Force, why don't you talk to a great American by the name of Kevin Wood, who was in the Air Force, who was barred at the Bay County courthouse because he knew how to use the courthouse, and they did not want him to be in the courthouse. A great American, Kevin Wood, United States Air Force captain. Why don't you look into that?
Okay, well, when I have a free moment, I will look into everything that you've told me here tonight.
And I'm going to tell you something. Kevin Wood is the greatest American I've ever run across in my life. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm pleading for the lives of our ambulance and fire department people. I've been hung up on so many times, man. But when I think about them ambulances and fire department people racing up and down the road, and then all you need is a punk-ass gangster there with his sound, he can't hear anything, and we have a horrible crash, and I'm trying to prevent that from happening.
I understand your complaint and your concerns, but unfortunately, we can't be everywhere at once.
No, that's the reason why. I'll tell you one better. Set up signs, have all over Bay County. No boom cars on all the main roads. We will take your vehicle away under 932 contraband. We will jail you under 876 of the Florida statute, which is a terrorism statute. We will jail you under 80610 of the Florida statutes for interfering with the performance and duties of ambulance and fire department people. So now what we could do, I understand, that the deputies are busy. But signs like no parking signs are designed for what are called low priority. So now what we do is we take signs and we put them at every major intersection. Definitely. And then on top of that, miss, we put a $100 reward for anybody who turns in a boom car, and the $100 reward will go for a future ticket or a future fine. Now people's eyes are going to be peeled open for these American terrorists. And then we'll be able to protect the ambulance and fire department people too. And then we'll be able, to protect the vets. I have gone to, when they hold Friday Fest and different things, there's a guy in McKenzie Park. He's a veteran guy. He told me about something that I didn't know about that's called survivor's guilt. He told me something I've never heard before. People that have been in actual combat, they're going, why didn't I get killed? How come my buddy got killed? Okay?
I'm very familiar with it. My father-in-law suffers from it. He's a Vietnam vet that lost his entire platoon.
And so what I'm trying to do, miss, I'm trying to get through to somebody. And I'm trying to protect our veterans that are being shell-shocked by these boom cars. I'm trying to protect our ambulance and fire department people. And I firmly believe there is a drug house in Panama City, Florida, because I see the same cars going backwards and forwards all the time, and I know what a pattern is. And I'm hoping that I'm speaking to your heart. I can't tell you the number of times I've been hung up on. Because I'm trying to protect. I want that cop, Kenny Luther, I want that cop thrown in jail for the rest of his life for what he did. He's got IED scars across his face for the rest of his life. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I never saw war. But I'll tell you what, that doesn't mean I can't try to protect my fellow Americans who came back.
Well, I will certainly pass your concerns along, sir.
We need to have on the Bay County Sheriff put on every place in Bay County. Warning. You will not turn up your stereo. You're welcome here, but your loud stereo ain't. And then on top of that, miss, we can get Home Depot, or we can get Lowe's to donate cordless drills with 12-inch drills on them. And every time there's a boom car that comes down the road, they go in there with their cordless drill that's hardened steel and drill out the speakers and drill out the amps and drill out the capacitors. And then that way they don't have to take them out. Now they have to take them out, and then what you do is you arrest them under 3015 of Florida statutes, of where there's no necessary need of a warrant. There's a guy named Michael Dunn who's in jail for the rest of his life in Jacksonville because the Jacksonville cops over in Jacksonville, they've actually got two audio places that's called Audio Addictions. Now he's in jail for the rest of his life because a punk-ass thug, when he asked him to turn down the stereo, threatened him with a gun. Okay? The cops sure figured out a way to bury that gun, and yet they were criminals. Now, I'm hoping that I'm speaking to your heart, and we need to look into find out why Kenny Luther was thrown in jail. Then why don't you go down there to Panama City Mission and find out and see how scarred his face up is because of an IED, where he's got scars on his body for the rest of his life, and this punk-ass cop threw him in jail for the god-awful crime of sleeping on a bench. Yeah, I stick up for the veterans. I stick up for the homeless people. I stick up for the millions of people that are being suffering because of these boom cars, terrorists that are going up and down the road. And I'm trying to find somebody I can speak to their heart. But so far, what I found is I'm just somebody who's suffering. But see, here's the thing. I'm suffering right now. I'm begging, I'm pleading for our ambulance and fire department people. But I'll tell you what, I thank my maker that I was given a mouth. That I could open my mouth when I see things that are wrong that are far worse than my sins. And this is what I'm doing. See, I'm just a poor person. I don't have connections to Channel 13, Channel 7, of where they can put out their propaganda, stuff, because these people have the money to grease their palms to put the stuff out. I am truly trying to protect our ambulance and fire department people. As of January 2016, you remember they had that move over propaganda thing going on?
Yeah.
Well, what good is that if the boom cars, and they're the only ones that are doing the distracted driving?
Well, they're not the only ones.
They are the only ones. They are the most serious ones in the United States. I'll guarantee you that.
You got people that are driving and texting, driving and drinking, all kinds of stuff. Those are a little bit more serious than somebody with some loud music.
Well, let me tell you what the whore legislators did. They said it has to be a secondary violation. They've got to look for another violation to stop them from texting on their phone. Okay? Now, we've got 316, 30, 45 of the Florida statutes where it specifically states the maximum the sound can be heard is 25 feet outside their vehicle, but you can hear them a mile away.
Right.
So we gotta wait for an ambulance and fire department person to die first in a horrible crash.
Well, I hope that never happens.
We can stop it right now, miss. We can stop it. Right now.
Well, I can certainly pass your concerns along, and I can go from there. But unfortunately, I'm only one person.
But here's the thing: I'm only. To be continued.